here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
My name's Nick Masick. Welcome back to Fantasy TE. We also have Vital DeJuiced and Lonnie Cox. All right, let's get into it, guys. Fantasy Week 6. How'd we fare?
It doesn't look good for me. I'm up right now, but I know what's gonna happen. I got Zach Moss to deal with and Stephen Diggs.
Oh, that's right. I think you're going against 3 Bills. You're going against like the whole Bills team.
And the defense. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So pretty much you need the Bills to do terrible tonight, which is not likely. Lonnie, how about you? What happened with you this week?
I scored the second highest in the league this week, and I still lost.
Hey. That's the worst, man. That is the worst feeling. Yeah, you ran into Terzo. He had a big week.
And if I would have played literally any other running back, I might have squeaked it out, but I was kicking myself. I was gonna play Kenyon Drake, but I didn't because I don't know, John Gruden.
Yeah, he's been super hit or miss too. Like he's a dart throw at this point.
And I'm just so low on running backs. I have not figured out my running back stable at all this year. And
join the club. Like none of us have a stable. We're all.
Terzo has solid running backs. He's got Austin Eckler, Chase Edmond. He has 3 solid running backs. Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, he's got solid running backs.
That's a luxury.
He's got a great team. He's probably the team to beat right now, I would say.
I think so too. He looks really good. Steve's team still looks hot though. I think Steve and Terzo are even though they don't have the best records right now, they do look like the best teams for sure. Yeah. I need a reasonable sort of miracle to win against Rob this week. It all hinges on AJ Brown. And apparently he's playing. Now I saw that he was questionable yesterday. So I actually made room on my bench and added Ferkser, who's their number 1 tight end, just to have something to throw in there if he doesn't play. But it looks like he's playing as of right now. But he's definitely not 100%. They already said that. They're he's not getting full snap counts yet.
You should definitely win. Did Rob forget to even set his lineup this week?
No, man, his team just fucking.
He doesn't have a defense, or wait.
I don't know. He's all done. He's played out every position. So, yeah. But I need 11 points from AJ Brown, which is
that's close, dude.
It's he's not 100% with the hamstring, coming off an illness. I don't know.
They're playing the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills. Yeah. It's right on the line. I'm going to be
but also that's one catch for him.
It could be one catch. But yeah, it's probably going to come right down to the end. It's just a 10-yard reception at the end or something like that. So anyway, I've got a lot going tonight. But that would be real nice if I pull that off. So let's you guys want to talk news from the week? So after last week, we talked about the Gruden situation last week.
Yeah.
And it got a lot worse.
I told you, man, once you get that little spot, man, they start combing, bro.
Yeah, dude, the floodgates opened. Apparently everybody got some which at least he was discriminating against everyone, it wasn't just it was one group that he was targeting. He was pretty much just, didn't like anyone at all. So that happened. But it sounds like nobody else really is super implicated in this. He basically was just sending all these super hateful emails saying all kinds of nasty shit to like one guy, and that guy like didn't respond or something. Like we all have that, like we have, those people who just like message random, like they pick one person, they'll just send them a bunch of nasty text messages like, oh, and like you just ignore them, you're like, all right, dude, you're crazy, like leave me alone.
That's a big thing in the office, like this perv, but I don't want to get involved in the HR stuff. So I'm like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, I'm just going to ignore this and hope it goes away. And, maybe I won't end up being one of his targets. So, so Gruden, it's going to be weird though, because Gruden's been such a big part of like NFL football for so long, even like when he wasn't coaching for 10 years, he was broadcasting, and then he was doing he was with ESPN for so long.
Yeah, he had a huge hand in the Raiders too, man, turning them around, dude.
He really did. And I know that some of his players have come out and said like they're just, they're going to miss him as a coach, obviously, because he was doing good things with that team. But yeah, that's probably the last we'll hear from him. He's not going to be around football, I don't think, ever again. So the Raiders still pulled off a win, which was, you kind of felt like that was maybe going to happen. I know you picked them for the teaser, Lonnie. Did you have like an inclination that they were just going to kind of rally around, the interim?
Yeah, I was expecting the backup quarterback effect to some degree. The team wants to show out. The Denver Broncos are not that good.
Pressure's on.
The pressure is on. Everybody wants to not only does is your coach getting fired for saying anti-gay things, but you also have the only active gay player in the NFL on your defense. So I figured that the defense would probably rally around Carl Nassib. I don't know. I figured that the Raiders were going to pull off. It could have gone either way. They were either going to lose by 30 points or they were going to win. Yeah. That was. I did figure that they were going to win because they are decently good. I think they're not as good as their record, but they are a pretty good team. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. So, well, anyway, so that was. And then the other coach, who was we talked about being in hot water last week, got the win. What's his name? Urban Meyer. Yeah. Jaguars came through, pulled off a win in their home stadium in London, because they are the home team in London. There's talk about moving them to London. They've played 8 games there now, or 9 games there, something like. They are the fan favorites in London. They're basically the London Jaguars. But yeah, they got their first win. Trevor Lawrence, did you guys watch? Did you get up early for that game at all? No, I watched the last quarter. Yeah, I watched most of it. Tua looked really good. He was. I mean, do you want to talk about your Dolphins for a minute there, Vital? Man, we got robbed on a couple of plays on that last drive. And there were a couple, dude. Yeah, it was. That was there was maybe the second to last drive, man. That was a catch, and they challenged it and everything. They wasn't enough to overturn it, but I didn't see enough for him not to call it a catch. I was like, what did you see? Yeah, I agree with you on that. That was the Waddle. Was it a Waddle catch or Gaskin? Yeah, Waddle, I think. Waddle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That one I thought went the wrong way. I didn't like the call. But what was fun about that game was to see Tua, and definitely the growth and maturity and the arm strength and the accuracy. He looked pretty good. I know the Jaguars great bounce back, and he was great under pressure. Yeah, and his scrambling ability looks like he looks good. I actually have him, I think, in at least one of my leagues for this coming bye week. I got him for a week 7 bye week. So I feel pretty good about him going. How did he do fantasy wise last week? I didn't look. He scored some points, man. He was I want to say 25 points maybe. Okay. He did well in fantasy. He got 3 touchdowns. He got some rushing yards. So yeah, he's playing against the Falcons next week. So that should be a nice get well matchup for Tua. Yeah. But I really wanted to see him play one game before I put him in for that substitute position. But yeah, he looked pretty good. And then Trevor Lawrence is starting to come along slowly but surely. He made some really nice throws, some good reads, some good runs of his own. So that was, it was an interesting, it was like a scouting game basically, for the teams. This is see where they're at, see how good they're getting. It was both threw in this season. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to want to tune into that game unless it's the only one on at breakfast. So which is why they did it. Yeah. Which is great. I love it because you do get a chance to see some of those players play.
And it's fun. It's interesting to watch especially the younger quarterbacks.
You know what I was realizing? I was realizing that we would literally never see the Dolphins play if we didn't live here.
Oh yeah, they're not on any channel. Like unless it's like we would never see them.
Like we'd watch them maybe once a year if they played on Monday night, which they barely ever do anymore.
They will this year though, I think, because they won 10 games last year. Yeah. I think that qualifies them. I'm not sure.
I think did they play Dallas? Because I mean they must, right? Because Dallas played the Patriots last week. So I would imagine.
Maybe. Yeah, they might. I'm not sure. They definitely have at least 1 or 2 night games though, because they finished with a good record last year. They were 10-6 team. So, but
they flex those out sometimes.
They do, yeah. Which thank God they do. That's nice of them. What else? We got this was a fun one. Cardinals Browns. The game was it was a pretty good game, but the fun stat was Baker versus Murray, 2 number 1 overall picks coming out of Oklahoma from the same school. It's just like a fun statistic. That doesn't happen, you know. Murray obviously got the better of him. Fucking Cardinals, dude. I mean, are you guys ready?
I did not.
What, you didn't think they were gonna? I couldn't believe the Browns were favored in that game. We picked them I picked them in the teaser. I could not believe the Browns were favored by 3 points when I got that teaser in. Dude, I don't see the Falcons.
Cardinals are definitely a team to beat in the NFC, right? Like I don't see anyone else.
In the NFL, I don't think there's anyone who's on their level right now.
I lie. Obviously the Bucs, because I think the Bucs could beat anyone. But like
Bucs defense is still banged up as shit.
Rams, Cowboys,
maybe
NFC, Packers, maybe
Cowboys.
Any given Sunday, the Cowboys and the Packers can beat.
I mean, if we're talking any given Sunday, but I'm betting smart money.
But the Packers didn't look. I mean, the Packers looked pretty good, but they weren't like dominant against the Bears, and the Cowboys weren't dominant against the Patriots. And those are 2 teams that have bad records. They're not terrible teams, but they're not good.
That was a great game, though. CeeDee Lamb came through in those last 2 drives.
Man.
Great game.
Dak came through. That was such a good game. Yeah, for sure. How about Rodgers? And then Rodgers, like, do you see what Rodgers did after they beat the Bears?
Oh, I own you. Still.
I own you. Like, dude, you own
the Bears. Relax.
It's the Bears. Yeah, like you stop bragging. I mean, I get it. It's a rivalry game, but like the Bears have been bad your whole career, pretty much. Like, you have to rub it in those guys' faces.
I guess, but they are still like their little brother. I guess you still gotta poke them a little bit. Didn't they beat them last year and they were talking shit? Like
the Bears have beaten Rodgers a couple times, but not very many times, you know. Like, I know it's a pretty big rivalry, but like I was going to be like, dude, you beat their rookie quarterback. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers.
And just barely, too. It wasn't like he really, like, owned them. That was the weird thing. I was like, you're up by 7. Relax. Like,
yeah, you didn't own anybody. Like, I mean, why don't you try owning the NFC Championship game? How about that? Like, we could see you.
That's his kryptonite.
Yeah, before you start bragging about beating the Bears. Come on. But they're 5-1. There's a bunch of good teams. But yeah, none of them look like they're on the Cardinals level. Cardinals defense keeps looking better, you know. JJ Watt starting to heat it up. What else we got? Oh, this was a fun thing. Something I've been noticing. I think maybe we talked about it a little bit earlier this year, but teams pairing, and in this case, it's happened a couple of times where they're pairing a receiver, like a star receiver, with their college quarterback coming into the league, like rookie, and only one that fits in that draft position. But you've got a few examples of this in the league right now, and it's pretty cool. And you can see the benefit because it's that chemistry that they have right away. Obviously, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow is like the number one, and it seems to work well. It seems to be working well when it's the second year for the quarterback and the first year for the receiver. That's also the case in Philly with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. They've got good chemistry. And there's one other example. What was the other one?
I think Tua teamed up with that kid from Alabama.
Tua and Waddle. That's right. Yeah, it was the same. It was another Alabama. Like, it's funny because 2 of them are like Alabama quarterbacks and receivers. But yeah, like those are, and you saw it again. Tua and Waddle, they were on the same page. They had a great Waddle looked really good. But I feel like so much of that is they just know each other. And
yeah, dude, why waste 4 years or however many years of chemistry? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's already ingrained.
Right. If they're there and it makes sense for that draft pick, I get like, take the guy that you know, like if it's a toss up between really, really good receivers, why not take the one that your quarterback already likes? So it's cool to see, though. It is. I don't remember ever seeing it before.
No, not like this. But then again, like Lonnie was saying last season, like the way the league has evolved, like there's a lot less fallout from college. Like, yeah, so now everyone pretty much goes through. It's not like it was.
Yeah, right. And a lot of times teams are still bad if they draft a quarterback and then, the next year they still have a high draft pick to use on a wide receiver. So I guess that's 3 cases where it's the second year quarterback and the rookie receivers. That's all 3 of those situations are that. It's just really cool to see. And it's really cool to see it being.
Trevor Lawrence will get someone next year.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Lonnie, who's coming out of Clemson? Do we have anybody that could land with the Jags?
Not anybody that would be like, they did that already. They did it with Etienne, but he got hurt.
Oh, that would have been another, albeit a running back, but still. A good receiving running back.
Right.
Interesting. So yeah, it's fascinating. I wonder if we're going to see it more and more often. Because it really does help both parties a lot, it seems like. And with the way that so many, like you said, there's so many pro style offenses, but so much of it is like reads that the quarterback and the receiver are trying to make together. Like, are you breaking in? Are you breaking out? And it's like, if they know what the other one's doing, that's a huge advantage. So I thought that was really cool. And I've been noticing it a lot this year, especially with Jamar Chase, man. He's just,
I love Jamar Chase, dude.
He's he's just lighting it up. How about Trayvon Diggs? You want to talk about your Cowboys, your boy, Lonnie? Setting records. Like, why are they throwing at him though? I mean, question number 1.
Oh, well, I think I don't know is the question. I think a lot of the times he's one of these guys that eventually you're going to see these numbers go down. I was honestly surprised he got another one. I expected it to end last week. I did not expect him to get another interception. I think Mac Jones, their former teammates, he was like, I'll sneak one by him. It's late in the game. Maybe he didn't necessarily read the coverage, see him there. And also, let's not forget, like the receiver dropped the ball. That was the only reason that Diggs got that interception. So, it wasn't necessarily Mac Jones's fault.
But you're still throwing at a guy with ball skills. That's dangerous.
Correct. But then on the very next play, you saw Diggs take the cut, try to undercut the ball. The safety messed it up, and you saw Diggs. The first thing he does is look around to see that the safety fucked it up for him.
Yeah.
So not perfect, but very exciting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's gonna take chances, and you want him to take chances. I feel like if you're the defense.
No, he played that ball correctly. The safety did not. The safety is supposed to stay there and let Trayvon Diggs do his thing. He did not. But learning pains. The defense is it's the first. I think Dan Quinn's first year. Very exciting though.
Yeah, I mean he set a record. I think most interceptions through 7 games or 6 games. Most interceptions,
and he's tied for the longest streak to start a season at 6 games.
Wow, it's amazing. Well, we'll see if he gets one. Who you guys got next week? The Vikings.
I think we're on a bye next week. If I'm not
that's
mistaken.
right. No, next week is the bye week. You're right. I think Vikings week after that. So, it'll be interesting to see if he can do it. Speaking of Cowboys, Dak got hurt on the last play. We get into injuries. Calf muscle. They say he's probably, just kind of fell the Cowboys' way because they got a bye coming up. And they think he's going to be okay coming out of the bye week, but he strained his calf muscle or something like that. There's a lot of injuries yesterday. Kadarius Toney for the Giants. I couldn't believe Daniel Jones came back and played in that game after his.
Me neither, dude. Out. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. And they got killed by the Rams. Rams look really good too. But so his receiver Sterling Shepard came back from injury, had a pretty decent game, but Kadarius Toney, the new breakout rookie, got hurt. Colts game. These are all fantasy relevant pretty much. In the Colts game, Campbell and Hilton both coming back from injuries got injured again. Or Hilton was at least coming back. I think Campbell might have also, Paris Campbell might have been coming off an injury. Anyway, they both got knocked out of that game. Don't know what's going to happen with them. That sucks though, man. T.Y. Hilton's been out for a while and then to get injured again. Let's see, other fantasy relevant. Antonio Gibson was like in and out with the Washington team. And now they're saying he might miss some time. He hasn't been like great all year. Latavius Murray got hurt, which is going to be real interesting if he misses time to see what happens. Do you still have Le'Veon Bell, Lonnie?
No, I added him back. I dropped him again. I added him back. There's no reason to keep him on the team. Like, you can't. He scored a touchdown last week. I'm happy for him. But it's like, you can't rely on that.
I agree. But if Latavius Murray's out, it's going to be interesting to see how that affects the backfield. That might be Devontae Freeman.
If they even elevate him from the practice squad, because sometimes they don't. You know?
I know. Yeah. This past week they did. And then the Browns whole team got hurt. Like, everybody just got hurt. It was so bad. Baker Mayfield got hurt. I know he's already been dealing with an injury, but like he got just drove into his bad shoulder. Got knocked out of the game.
He might be. I was watching some things. They said he might be really hurt. Yeah, potentially like end of the season hurt.
Right, which sucks, man, because they were looking so good. Who else was it? Kareem Hunt, they said, is out for a month probably. He's probably going to go to IR. Odell Beckham coming back from an injury, got hurt again, shoulder injury. They don't know how bad it is, but he got knocked out of the game. And there are a couple other guys. And then Nick Chubb's didn't play. So dude, the Browns are just all kinds of banged up. Jarvis Landry, I think, is still out. I mean, it's so sad when you see a team that's like so well constructed on both sides of the ball to make a run, and then you just like dropping like flies.
The story of my fantasy season, bro.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of Browns on your team? I don't know.
No, just general injuries.
I know. Yeah. Everybody's team's banged up right now. What else? So I guess waiver wire pickups is something we got to talk about. One guy who did look good for the Browns. Did you guys see Donovan Peoples-Jones? Ooh, did you see him truck that guy going into, I forget who the DB was. Dude, he just trucked someone on the goal line, just leveled him for a touchdown. It was awesome. And then he got another touchdown later on. So he looks legit, man. He looks like a stud. They liked him coming out of the draft, but he's probably a waiver target this week, especially if he's probably a hot pickup this week, especially if Beckham can't make it back. But even if either one of them, him or Landry, can't come back in, he's probably going to get picked up. Their running back, Dearness Johnson. He's, I think, their number 3 running back. He's probably going to get snatched up, especially if Hunt ends up going to IR. Another guy had a big game for the Vikings was KJ Osborne. Do you guys see him? He kind of blew up. He had, I don't know, 1 or 2 touchdowns. He's had a couple decent games this year. So he may or may not still be available. And what else? Oh yeah. And then there's the whole Ravens running back situation. I mean, I don't know, grab one, see what happens. If you got a bench spot, like that's, like you said, you don't know, you don't trust any of them, but one of them might do all right. So, if they're out there, Tyson Williams is also one of the guys. All right, we got a write-in. TS. Okay. Thanks for watching, TS. What's going on? He says, I'm winning by 1 point with just Dawson Knox left to play. Should I sit him in case of a fumble or something, or play him in case of a stat correction? So he's got 1 point. Obviously, the other guy doesn't have any points. So you're up by 1. You got Dawson Knox. Would you play him or would you sit him at this point? Guys?
Me, I play him. Because, I mean,
you could theoretically lose. I don't know what's your record, TS? Let us know what your record is. Is this like a crucial win? Like you can't take any chances at all? Because there is a possibility, like he could lose a fumble. You could go negative points, I guess. I think at this point in a season, I'm playing him. If it's the championship or like a playoff game, I'm sitting him. I don't take chances. I don't fuck around with that. Right.
Yeah.
Like
But
if
this could be the reason you don't get into the playoffs, man. Like 2 points, you
that's
lose
right.
a rank, bro.
If points are a tiebreaker situation at all, and or if you are potentially in the running for a most points bonus, you play him. He said he's 2 and 3. Dude, play him because you're probably looking at a tiebreaker situation, maybe to make the playoffs in your league. And most tiebreakers end up being, he said it's a must win. Yeah, it's a must win. But dude, if you have points tiebreaker, if your tiebreaker is points, go for those points. Go get those points.
Does Knox fumble a lot? Let's look at his receptions.
No, man. Knox is a stud, dude. He's going to score. He's going to get like 10, 12 points. I mean, if I would be shocked if I get it. Like there is such an outside chance, but I think you got a better chance of losing a close tiebreaker to make the playoffs if your team is 2 and 3 right now than you do of Dawson Knox getting negative points today.
Yeah, but don't play scared, bro.
That's right. Play your guys. Believe in him. Trust him. Go for it.
He got 21 points last week. He got 21 points last week, 20 the week before that, 14 before that, 9, 8, 8.
He's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Like you
really dude. He's a top 5 tight end, I think. Yeah.
Come on.
So yeah, you got to play him. If this was the championship or a playoff game and you were like, I've won already, it's over, bench him. Points don't matter at that point, right? You know, like there's no tiebreaker, there's no blah, 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 blah. I've done that before where I was up by like 2 in the championship and I benched my quarterback because I was like, who the fuck knows, you know, throw interceptions, get sacked, get knocked out of the game, whatever. But no, this is a play your guys right now situation. He says, thanks guys. You're welcome, TS. Good luck. Although I don't think you need it tonight, but yeah, thanks for watching the show. We are also, by the way, you can listen to us on all the other podcast sites if you don't want to watch. If you want to catch up, feel free to listen to us. We are, I think I forgot to mention it last time, we're on all of them. We're on like Google, Apple, all that stuff. You can find us in like 8 different places. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And feel free to write in with any more questions throughout the year. We're here every Monday night. So big waiver pickups. We were talking about KJ Osborne. We were talking about the Ravens situation. How about the Cardinals defense as a waiver wire pickup? I think I'm sitting on them in one of my leagues. I didn't start them, but I think I like had them as one of my like backup defenses. They look good. And I think they've got Houston next week. But Houston they reverted to their old ways. They look like dog shit again. So I think the Cardinals are going to be a high waiver pickup if they are in fact available. Cardinals defense. Who else you guys like? Anything else? Anything else you saw that was interesting, that jumped out, that stuck out at you?
I mean, definitely want to keep an eye on the Browns running back situation for sure.
Yeah, that's Dearnest Johnson is the guy. Yeah. Yeah, because they're going to be a running team no matter what. And I want to say he had a big game last year at one point when both Chubb and Hunt were out, or maybe it was just one of them was out and he had a pretty big game. Yeah, so that's something. But I mean, if they end up playing, their backup quarterback is Chase Daniel? No, what's his name? Vikings guy? No. He was the Minneapolis Miracle with Stephon Diggs guy.
Oh, Case Keenum.
I think he's their backup. He's good. I like him. You know what I like? I like when backups, like, and a lot of teams do this, they pick a backup that kind of fits their starter quarterback, their style. Like, you know what I mean? Like they fit their style. I think Case Keenum is a good backup for Mayfield. He's kind of got a similar attitude, style of play. That's a fun, I don't know. That's another one of those, like those funny things you see. Baltimore's got who's their backup? It was Robert Griffin, which was, made sense.
Trace McSorley, I think.
Trace McSorley now, yeah. But also extremely athletic, kind of fits with their offense. Who else has one of those? The Bills. With Mitch Trubisky, they picked him up this year as their backup. Another situation. He's not obviously their backups, but like he kind of fits. He's athletic. He runs around. He can pick up yards with his legs. He just fits their offense. I like when they have that that kind of dynamic between the starter and the backup. Speaking of backups that didn't do so hot, how about Geno Smith? He did not look that good against the Steelers. I know you guys had you thought he was going to look maybe okay. Did not play well. I mean, they were in the game, but it's the Steelers. And yeah, but he did not do so hot. He scored, I think, pretty poorly in fantasy. I think he had like 2 points or something like that. It was bad. So not the best backup. I just think that whole team is a mess right now. Speaking of our worst QB picks, though, he would have been a good one. I almost went with him last week. Lonnie, Davis Mills came through for you. Yes. 4.22. Well played. He's also probably going to be a high pick this coming week going against the Cardinals, but we shall see. We're still not there yet. I took Jared Goff, a respectable 7.18. Actually, a pretty good game for Goff when you factor it all in by comparison, relatively speaking. And then Vital, you've got Ryan Tannehill, which was a surprise pick for, I thought.
Yeah, I just was going for like a collapse. I'm just expecting a bad game from him, or at least a statistically bad game.
I get it. The Bills defense is really good. Tannehill doesn't put up a lot of bad games though. He's a pretty solid quarterback.
Almost to the point where he's due. Like,
if he's gonna do it, it's gonna. I don't know, man. You're gonna have a tough time. He's gonna have a tough time beating a 7.18, I think. But we'll see. I'm betting against you on this one.
Listen, he did it when he was a Dolphins. I believe in him. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, that was the Dolphins. I don't think that was Tannehill's fault. He's also banged up a lot. We did. We're also. So speaking of things not also finished yet, is our teaser for this week. But 3 out of the 4 have hit so far. I've got Buffalo +7. If we get as long as Buffalo doesn't lose by more than 7, the teaser will be will hit again, and we'll be 4-0 on teasers. So I don't know if anybody's playing along with us, if you guys have started playing yet, but we are hot on teaser picks. I was pissed though, like the Rams. I wanted the Rams. I really, really wanted the Rams. That was your top pick too, Lonnie, I think, that you sent me. And they would not let us have the Rams. It's like they just sometimes the bet books like won't give you the best team that you want. And they could have been favored by 20, and I still might have wanted them. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, a Bills win is all we need, or a Bills close loss. And it'll be 4-0 with teaser picks. So that's good. What else we got? So for next week, let's look ahead a little bit at next week's worst quarterback picks. Some of the matchups. It's getting a little tough with bye weeks. Have you guys looked at any of our matchups for next week yet?
I have not.
We'll take a look at it. I know I mentioned Davis Mills. So Lonnie, you're probably going to get the last pick. So you want to do a deep dive into this. Davis Mills against the Cardinals. That's going to be a nice matchup, I think. Let's see what else we got schedule-wise. Is Seattle playing again next week? I think they are.
Let's see.
Seattle's playing New Orleans, so it should maybe still be Geno Smith. It'll be interesting to see if they make a move. Cam Newton has said that he wants to play, and he went and got vaccinated, and he's come right out and said, I want to keep playing. Seattle might be an option for Cam. Could you see that?
Talked to him.
Have they talked to him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense. I could see that being a good fit for their offense. So are they in serious talks with him? What did you find?
That I don't know, but I do know that they've reached out. So Goff plays the Rams next week.
Oh, is that going to be? Yeah, but is he going to get up for that game though? I feel like he might get up for that game.
I mean, he can get up all he wants. I don't know.
I'm not saying the Rams are going to win or the Lions are going to win the game. I'm just saying sometimes, when a player they pick themselves up, I think he might play well, I guess is what I'm saying. He might bring the juice against his former team. It's
Justin
just,
Fields versus the Bucks.
I like that.
And then most likely Geno Smith versus New Orleans.
Those are all good picks. Anything else that looks enticing? What about the Niners quarterback situation? Do we know anything about them?
I think Trey Lance is hurt.
I think Jimmy G's hurt. Yeah, probably gonna stay away from that one just because we don't know who's gonna end up playing. Anybody else looking good or bad? By good I mean bad.
Everything looks pretty. I don't know.
What
You
about
could go for Ben Roethlisberger as always, but they're playing the Browns.
Zach Wilson versus the Patriots. Daniel Jones at the Panthers. That's about it. There's 6 teams on buys next week. So
Daniel Jones at the Panthers? Daniel Jones has looked pretty good though. I'm not gonna go. Well, I mean, not great against the Rams, but I don't know. He didn't score poorly. I think he's still.
Yeah, but the Panthers don't play well when McCaffrey's not there in general, so I don't think that's a good bet.
They almost pulled it out last week. They gave the Vikings a
They
run.
lost 3 in a row, bro.
I know they lost 3 in a row, but they pushed the Vikings to overtime. They did show some fight in that game. Who's got the Panthers again? Who is it? The Giants. Daniel Jones. I'm staying away from Daniel Jones, I think, right now, unless it's a really bad defense. I like all those other picks, I think, a little bit better than Daniel Jones. Okay. Well, so we're gonna have to wait and see till after tonight. So when do you guys think we can do QB picks? You want to do Tuesday? Try to do Tuesday or Wednesday?
Okay.
Tuesday? Yeah. Okay. Let's try to do QB picks tomorrow. And then we'll try to get the once again, we'll try to get the teaser for next week picked by Wednesday night or Thursday morning. We'll see how that shakes out. So what do you guys like for tonight's game? You think
Buffalo win.
Do you think the Titans have any chance, any hope? Where is the game? Is it in Buffalo or is it in Tennessee?
Not sure.
It's in Tennessee.
Any chance? You giving the Titans any chance at all?
Yeah, of course. They have the chance, maybe I would say maybe a 15% to 10% chance of winning. But I mean, I think the Bills are going to take it. But
I think the Bills. Yeah, I think the Bills look really, really good. All right. So so let's talk DraftKings. We already talked about what you need. Do you guys, you said your game's already wrapped up, Lonnie. Vital, you need Cole Beasley.
I need him to not score at least 11 points it's going to happen. I'm going to lose.
But you have Cole Beasley, right?
Yeah. So Cole Beasley's been shitting me all season.
Hey, man, maybe he's due, So basically, you need Derrick Henry to run all over the Bills defense and Cole Beasley to have 2 touchdowns.
AJ Green can score on him too. Just any way to really just hurt him.
Right. But you need Cole Beasley to score a couple touchdowns. You need him to have a big game, like double-digit reception.
I don't need him to have a big game. I just need Diggs not
everybody else to do shitty.
Yeah, Diggs and Moss.
Yeah. Moss, I could see having a bad game, but man, Diggs.
Not both of them, dude. One of them is gonna pop.
Probably, yeah. All right. So who'd you guys take for captains and DraftKings? Who'd you take, Vital?
Sorry, I forgot.
Who did you get, Lonnie? We'll come back to you.
I took Josh Allen.
You took Josh Allen. Okay. I took Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I took Josh Allen too.
You guys are both on Josh Allen, so I'm the only one on Stephon Diggs. Interesting.
I was really between him and Henry. I think Henry's gonna have a great game, but I was just gambling because I think they might have to throw it in the fourth a lot.
I think they're going to be throwing it. Yeah, I think the game, because Henry has either these incredible games or he doesn't do shit because the game script goes away from him. Although he has caught a fair number of passes this year. They've gotten him more involved in the passing game, just in straight out turnaround dump offs, but those still count. But no, I think the Bills defense is going to focus on Derrick Henry and they're going to be beat us some other way. Let's see if you got it. What can you do? But then again, they might get up and then dare them to run the ball because it's just going to waste the clock and in the tight. Yeah, it's
Can't keep up with the scoring.
Yeah,
and then eventually they have to run away from that script.
right. Exactly. I think Derrick Henry's not going to have a huge game. I need him in one of my other leagues. I actually need him to have at least 5 points for me to win, which I'm pretty confident. But it's not a PPR league, so I need him to like actually get some real points.
Henry's good for that. That's 50 rushing yards. Come on.
Yeah, 50 rushing yards, and he gets a point every 10 attempts. He usually has at least 20 attempts, so I usually get a 2-point bonus there. So I feel pretty confident in 5 points from Henry at least in that one. But yeah, I'm the outlier. Stephon Diggs against you two with Josh Allen, so that's going to be interesting. You know, receivers get more points than quarterbacks. But yeah, I was torn. I was tossed up. I was a toss up between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. So see how it goes. All right. Anything else you guys want to plug before we get out of here? Anything coming up? Anything fun, new, and exciting in your lives in general, or anything at all? No,
not particularly.
Wallowing away in the middle of fantasy season. I've been having fun with it. I don't know. I know you guys aren't having the best season. I have four different leagues. I might be 4-0 for the 3rd time this year after this week, depending on how tonight's game shakes out. So I'm having a hot and 4-0 in teasers. So yeah, it's been a good year so far.
Nick, play the lotto, man. Get us out of it.
I am playing the lotto, dude. I play teasers every week, but it's better than the lotto. It's like way more fun and better odds. That's all this is. It's all lottery. I don't know. All right, cool. Well, we'll do worst quarterbacks tomorrow. I'll text you guys. We'll figure out what the order is after tonight, and then we'll do teasers on Wednesday. It's good to see you guys. Have a great night, and good luck.